Violence has changed America through its history. This can be proven throughout literature and war. During this video, we will show how America has evolved due to violence, in culture and in literature, for the better and for the worse. During the colonial times, Native Americans and colonists were engaged in violent fights for land. Colonists were now able to settle and expand their land because the Native Americans were killed. America was able to be progressive with their new land and create the foundation for the nation we live in today.
A savage! Die, you savage! Now that all those savages are gone, look at all our new land.
Back in the 1690s, people constantly lived in fear of people and things that were different. In 1692 to 1693, multiple women and some men were tried for being witches. They believed men and women were witches if they had certain abnormalities such as a third nipple. 14 women and 6 men were executed for being so-called witches. During the witch trials, fear led to violence that killed innocent people.
Oh hey man, have you been working out?
Yeah, bro, see?
World War I made Americans realize the power of war and allowed them to form alliances. It also made new technology available like planes and machine guns.
In World War I, nobody was safe on the battlefield. Although there were trenches which gave some sort of safety, you were still not safe from the violence. Unexpected attacks were commonplace during the Great War.
World War II reinforced the alliances of America, and even more technology was created like radar, and new ways of fighting were created like paratroopers. On D-Day, many soldiers died, but they fought with courage.
Tomorrow, we're going to invade the beach of Normandy.
Yeah!
It's going to be a great win for the Allies.
Yeah!
Some of us might not make it out alive,
Wait, what?
but we're going to go give it to them, Krauts. In the Vietnam War, the citizens of America changed to fear the threat of communists and to protest for peace.
Our American soldiers only had to be deployed for 1 year. The main goal was to survive and not to win. The generals who kept sending their men into battles were killed by their men because the soldiers were preoccupied with surviving, not fighting, and their negligent generals were the opposite.
General, I know you and your troops are anxious to get back home, but we still have a few days left here in Vietnam. Tomorrow we have to go into the jungle, and it's going to be a tough one, but I need your men to work hard as they can, even though they're going home soon.
Yeah, okay, sir. Sure.
I'll see you and your troops bright and early tomorrow morning.
Hey Finn.
Did you hear that lieutenant wants us to go in the jungle tomorrow?
You know what? I know what we can do about this problem. I want you to take this grenade and put it in the lieutenant's hammock, okay?
Okay.
The Viet Cong won the war because they listened to their leaders and had a homeland advantage.
Xin chào, tôi tên là Ngu Ngốc, tôi là một quả dưa hấu và tôi ngửi thấy mùi như trứng cuộn dương vật.
There were many stories during the modernism era that were influenced by violence. Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck is a story that brought forth the many tragedies of the working class. Though Lenny is simple-minded, whenever he came across a problem he didn't have a solution to, he resorted to violence due to his childlike state of mind. His situation provoked the nationwide change in the way people viewed the mentally ill. America went from isolating the mentally ill to wanting to help them.
I done a real bad thing. Really bad. George. I done a really bad thing, George. Really bad.
It's okay, Lenny. Just look that way.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping.
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain was a book written in the realism era of American literature. In the book, the main character was physically abused by his father. Society wanted justice for Huck, but the justice system didn't care enough to look at the case. They thought he should be able to be with his father, but if they looked into the case, they'd see his father was abusive and not a good person for Huck to be around. Twain made people realize that the justice system was flawed through his satire and realistic accounts.
Where's my money, Huck? Next time you better have my money.
Forget this, I'm running away. Surprisingly, romantic literature featured much more violence than people would believe, because when people think of romanticism, they think of love and not violence. The Devil and Tom Walker by Washington Irving is an example of dark romanticism where violence is prevalent. Tom Walker sold his soul to the devil in hopes of personal gain. His wishes didn't come true without consequences, which were his wife getting killed by the devil and he was taken away by the devil. Tom's greed was motivation for change in the way people think. People became more selfless and less greedy.
Oh, devil! Oh, devil!
What do you want?
Make the deal that you offered my husband.
Oh, that deal is exclusive to your husband.
No, you're gonna make that deal with me.
No.
The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald is a modern book that uses violence to progress the plot. Jay Gatsby is absolutely obsessed with Daisy Buchanan, Tom Buchanan's wife. Gatsby believes that Daisy never loved Tom, and he wants Tom to know that. Gatsby and Tom got into an altercation at the hotel room in the city where Gatsby slams the table and gets up into Tom's face. The violence that was used in this scene shows that people of this time were not afraid to be violent, to stand for themselves.
No, Gatsby, Daisy is married to me.
Tom, she never loved you! She always loved me!
The threat of violence didn't break people's beliefs. Henry David Thoreau didn't let the threat of being thrown in jail make him stop changing America to a more nature-focused country by enlightening people through Walden and resistance to civil disobedience.
Henry David Thoreau was a firm believer in civil disobedience. He never paid his taxes, and that led to him being thrown in jail, where he continued to work on his writings and inspire America.
Mr. Thoreau, you're under arrest for tax evasion. You're gonna comply, you're coming with me. Get in jail.